Guys, guess what?
Guess what? What?
Oh,
What?
hold on. I found it.
Oh. Yes.
Are you the Pink Ranger for Halloween?
Yeah.
Yes.
Please, you let me down. I thought you were gonna goth up.
What?
You let me down. I thought you were gonna goth up.
I didn't have the energy to goth up. I wore my witchy shirt today.
Okay, that's something.
I have...
Gothing up is her normal clothing, so her costume is...
This is her normal person costume.
Aww. Her human costume.
My humans. Alright, I'm gonna fuck around with this later. Okay, how was everybody's week?
It was
Sorry.
good.
Busy.
Good. Well, good for the good and sorry for the busies.
Yeah.
We close all these extra things.
An update on the people that have been sending me a bunch of
Olivia?
messages
Nice.
about how I...
Well, now I feel
Sorry, you're saying
inadequate.
update. Yeah, I went all out and you did nothing.
I was working on I had more work to do.
That's fair. Fine.
I wish I could do that, but I don't have all my fun costume stuff here right now.
Aw.
I would have changed my icon to the Pink Ranger again for Halloween, but I can't find the image and I'm really sad.
Aw. Lost it?
Yes, I lost it.
Sad.
These are supposed to light up. Are they lighting up?
Oh, they light up?
They're supposed to.
Aw.
Can't tell if it's doing it.
Yeah, they're lighting up a little bit.
A little bit.
Horrible.
There. Halloween!
Yay.
I can't hat today. Sorry. I tried. Okay.
Most people
gameplay.
have hat days. I've never seen a non-hat day.
It's me on camera. Alright, we have needs must get started.
Yes.
Yes. Alright, when we left off, we had just achieved Cart from the Goblin Wizard with the Raven Familiar, or Crow Familiar, who doesn't respect him. We are traveling the north road that goes east and then south to Stagside.
You might call it Southeast.
You might.
Just maybe. Just maybe.
We were riding along in the cart. Let's see. This is going to be about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Like, I need to know, was that on purpose that you made because this country is weird, or did you just accidentally say north and commit to it?
Yes. Pick one.
What?
I said pick one.
Which means you're not going to tell me the truth.
No. Okay. So you make it to about... Let me get on the right layer. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. you make it to, as you're traveling along the road after leaving with your cart, you do travel at a slightly faster pace. So while you were going on foot, you might not have made it this far, like you probably wouldn't be at the proper southern bend yet. But with the aid of the cart, taking some, like, just a marginal more amount of going marginally faster, you made it to the point where the road starts to curve, like it's heading properly south now, and it is following right along the side of the forest. Like that, you have at this point, come nightfall, you are like moving right alongside this thick, heavy tree line. It's actually surprisingly abrupt. Like there's not a lead in of smaller trees. It's like as you come up on it, it's just instantly tree wall. You will meet nightfall before getting to Stagside, though. Remembering what you saw on the map, there are, like, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours left to travel come morning, but it is getting dark, so what would you guys like to do? I cannot hear you, Olivia.
I'm muted, yep. I just said, what would you guys like to do?
Start a campfire. Toss the
Do we want to
stick
camp
north.
in the forest or outside the forest?
Outside.
What'd you say, Lindsay?
Alright, Lindsay, you cut out.
I said we're stopping.
If it's night, I know that it'd be so wise to be going in when it's dark. Some of us can't exactly see as well.
Lead the car.
Keep cutting out.
Sorry, I've got it far away because I'm currently eating.
Oh.
So I'm trying not to give you guys my food sounds.
Thanks, no ASMR here, thank you.
I'll try to lean in when I talk. I could lead the cart and we could try to get there. I mean, how
Okay.
far away are we?
Who looked at the map?
You said 2 to 2.5 hours.
An hour and a half to 2 hours left with the car now.
Yeah, I might as well continue then.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if you're alright with leading us.
That would be fine.
Let's do it then.
Beebo! Hold on, she knocked my lamp down.
Might need to adjust the volume since I had to reinstall Groovy. Is it playing it? There it goes.
There it's going. Alright. So, we are going into the woods. Is it nightfall yet, or is like pre-nightfall? I couldn't remember
So
what you
you're
said.
following the. It is approaching nightfall when you were having the discussion.
Okay.
You're following the road which curves around the woods. It never goes into the woods. It follows the around. The road's essentially taking you around. Here is the road path. You hit nightfall right around here, but you still had hour and a half, 2 hours left before you got to town.
Oh, we might as well keep on the path then.
Yeah.
It's that close. Yeah.
And we're not going into
No forest then.
Oh, my foot. I must extricate myself. Okay. Okay. So traveling through the deepening night. Luckily it's still end of summer, it's not too cold. You follow the road as it starts to curve back west again. And then there's, like, forest on each side of you as you're heading through. Ooh, somebody getting wetty?
Yep. It's a good look.
Yeah.
I think I should wear my hair like this all the time.
You travel for about 45 minutes with trees, like, just enveloping you on each side of the road. As you travel, you can kind of get this sense, like, these trees are, like, as you're looking around, there's a startling lack of a lot of underbrush. It looks like it would be surprisingly easy to move through. And as you are blinking a lot, Liv, your camera.
My cameras?
Yeah, like the pictures.
Oh, you're frozen for me.
Blinking on and off.
I didn't realize she mentioned.
Yay, Discord!
Is it working now?
For the time being. Yes. I am sad that I didn't goth up today, but I just did not have the energy to do it and get everything done.
Fine. It's Halloween, so I figured I needed to.
Oh, right.
I was like trying to think of a costume, but I couldn't come up with anything that I had all the stuff for.
Aw.
Yeah.
It is lighting up, just badly. As you are, like, after about 45 minutes through, enveloped by the trees, you can start to see lights up ahead, and you can kind of see, like, it's torchlight, like lanterns and stuff set out. You can kind of see the shape of the buildings in town start to appear, and you hit a point in the road where it kind of rises, and then as you near the top, you're looking down into a short valley that rises back up into a slope, and there's the town of Stagside. It's a cluster of rooftops all nestled real tight together, essentially very, like, hunting type village look, with very short plots around the outside for, like, smaller gardens, no large fields. And at the top of this crest, before you would follow the road down into town, is a small, like, signpost, like this little bulletin just right at the edge of town as you're heading down in. And I don't have a nighttime version of this map, but this is Stagside.
Is it stag as in deer? Because I've been running slag.
Stag is in deer, S-T-A-G.
You slag.
So you guys are coming in this road here. But yeah, so you come up to the crest, past the signboard. Huh?
Which road? I didn't see any mark.
Top right.
Which road did you say?
Top right.
Top right.
Yeah. The hill crest kind of like slopes down past the signboard to a little bridge that you can see that goes over the creek into the town. Yes.
Well, suppose we better find a spot for the night. Unless you're thinking we should start our...
take our cart.
Well, obviously. I'm sure there's some sort of stable we can pay to stash it.
I'll start keeping an eye out for anywhere that we can pick to stay for the night.
Sounds good. There any people around, or is everyone pretty much inside since it's night?
There are a few people around. As you kind of go down into town, you can see You can see like some activity still. It kind of is. It looks like a festival. It's a lot more muted than Corsford, which was kind of like absolutely bustling. But you can see some lanterns strung across a few side streets that they seem celebratory. And there's people moving around, kind of talking to each other. It seems like it might be like in the area of everyone starting to head in for the night, but there's still a few people here and there.
I will specifically look for some kind of inner tavern, as well as some place for the cart and horse. If there's any kind of like boarding stable or whatever.
Okay.
Will it be together, or is it like would
Depending on what the place is like.
That has a stable, boarding stable, or would it be like two separate things?
Okay.
It depends on the place.
As you head through, because it's like right along the main road, you don't have to look very hard for it. You see a couple of areas. One is kind of like up at the top of this hill that it slopes back up. You can kind of see a small stables next to it, people coming in and out. So really bright lights first floor. Kind of looks like a meeting place. And then right on the road, a slightly larger building, you see a little barn in back, but at the front you see this sign that says, it's old wooden sign, just kind of like lazily tacked up. It's called the Oaken Cask, and then attached to it, rooms vacant. So it's a little tavern right here at the bottom of the hill.
That looks good.
It's not false advertising this time either.
I hope not.
Okay. As you said, you're heading to this tavern.
Tavern.
Oaken Cask.
Oaken Cask. Yes.
Music. Music, damn it. And Discord's not letting me click. What the...
If they only keep their alcohol in cedar barrels, I'm just walking out.
That would be unfortunate and atrocious.
What if they're mossy barrels?
It should have been called the Mossy Cask.
You head in and it's, everybody's definitely kind of, it seems like this is one of the areas in town where anyone who doesn't want to go to bed is kind of hanging out here. It is pretty crowded. This, so there might be like a slight worry of still presence of rooms, but the sign did say vacancies. But you kind of see this just like huge, bottom floor area, bars along one side and then the other, and stairs like all the way in the back with tables all around this wide center. Just full of people. Most of them drinking, some of them eating, but most of them just drinking.
I will join them in eating and drinking. Mostly eating.
Mostly eating. By the smell, you can tell that the kitchens are behind the north end bar. So when you head over there, there is, looking around at first, you can't quite find them, but there is a small, about 3 foot tall, elderly gentleman, like, moving around behind the bar, just like you'll see somebody wave over the top, and he'll, like, come along and, like, push up a plate, and then move further down. Not moving very quickly, but most people here, seem to be just dealing with it. He's just kind of, like, shuffling around, like, just kind of, like, shuffling around, picking things up, kind of a little hunched. What were you gonna say?
And the bar is on the the bar is on the southeast side of the building, correct?
Please stop!
You did this to yourself.
I did, but I'm like, you don't have to intentionally confuse me. It's intentionally confusing. Don't confuse the DM. I gotta keep this shit straight.
Baba!
Oh no!
Hips.
Mm. What
Easy,
happened?
Lindsay, are both frozen for me now. The music stopped.
Oh yeah, Case is frozen for me, but everything else is fine.
It's back on.
It keeps disabling my loop.
How annoying.
Yeah.
Alright. I guess I will go approach the little halfling. I'm assuming that's what he is.
As you look,
Maybe.
as you look down over, you see the little squat gentleman, frizzy, almost white hair, nut brown skin. When he kind of stops and looks around, he doesn't look directly at you, but you can tell by there's a point to his ears. Tells you he's a gnome.
A gnome!
A gnome.
A gnome! Crossing
either
out
the
my
white-
note.
So either the white hair is natural, or he's really old, like possibly older than you.
Sure.
Because gnomes live almost as long as elves. They're like the short people elves.
Short people elves. Any elves? Pardon me, good sir.
Yes. Hello. And he stops
Hi.
and like he cocks an ear towards you, but doesn't quite look at you.
Alright. I was hoping I could see about getting a few rooms and some boarding for cart and horse.
Rooms? For a house, you said? You had a room
Yes.
for a house?
What?
Let's go somewhere else.
As Tyr is trying to communicate with the gnome, somebody comes up beside you. It's a kind of a squat woman, not human in appearance, so she's about like 5'1". Very soft woman, very cozy, a lot of wool, fluffy red hair. She's like, I'm so sorry, he's a little deaf. You said you needed a room?
Actually, probably a few. And we need boarding for our horses. And we've got a cart with us.
Oh, there's the... If you're paying for a room, there's as long as there's room in the barn, if you can either put the horse right inside or you just tie him up. That's all included.
Oh, perfect. That'd be great then.
How many do you need?
I'll look at the others. How many rooms do we want exactly? Are we wanting to share
How much
or...
do they cost?
If we have to share, I'm good. I just need a corner.
Oh, if it helps you to decide, per night is going to be 5 silver.
I don't really sleep, so I can share with someone.
Yeah.
2 rooms then?
2? Right, that would be 1 gold for 2 rooms.
Alright. For that.
And would you be needing any you wanted room and bars? Would you want breakfast, lunch, and dinner included?
Breakfast at the very least.
Breakfast at the very least. If breakfast only, for see, there's 4 of you. If you're getting only breakfast, then it'll just be like 5 additional silver. If you want the full meals, there would be 3 silver per person.
Let's just start with the breakfast for now. We can see how things are going in the morning.
Of course. My name is Minnie, by the way.
Delighted to meet you.
Delighted. As I said, just carry your horses out to the barn and back, and claim your rooms. There's plenty open. We don't have a lot of travelers at this time of year. It's all local.
Good. Sounds great.
And she shuffles off to help somebody else who is trying to communicate with the older gnome.
I guess I will go and see to the horses being put away. You have 2 with us? I can't remember.
You had 3.
Just the one. Oh, we have 3.
You have 3
I
horses.
couldn't remember. We took the 3rd. Okay. We've got 3. Woo.
Alright, I'll go look for little girl sightings and make sure to point out that she's armed and dangerous.
Have you seen this child? She's armed and dangerous. Okay. I was looking at this.
I love you, baby girl.
Oh.
Oh.
Alright, so Rhian, where were you headed?
I'm gonna try and ask around with the local folk if they've had any, because it's mostly local, no travelers this time of year, so I'm gonna see if there's anything out of the usual, like any other travelers beside us.
Alright,
Possibly like a little girl.
Oh, and Tintlet, if you were getting a meal, just dinner would be 1 silver for just you.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like this
Why is it not?
I feel like this is a beach town situation where the locals get it like at 1/3 of the price.
Okay. Play this. Loop the 1 song. There we go. That's all I wanted. The impression you're getting of this tavern is it's a lot nicer than the Mossy Bench.
That's
It is modest, you might say. Alright. If anything, it's verging uncomfortable, so you might be getting a good deal. Okay, so Tintlet's eating. Rhian, you were looking around. How are you asking around?
What?
How are you asking around?
I don't know. I describe a little girl and I say, "Have any people come through here? I heard that they were that they came through here not too long ago."
Okay.
I would also like to point out that Rhianna's a professional at this. I have never hunted for people, so
Okay, so you're just generally asking around, getting an idea if anybody different has come through town. Are you specifically going to be asking about a child, or are you just asking about anybody new and different?
if anyone, I ask about new and different first because I don't want to give too much away. If there have been, then I will be more specific.
Okay. As you are just kind of like making your way around the tavern, asking around, you get the, you hear about a few travelers here and there, mostly people who, pass through, trade, come in from the grasslands with, a catch.
And if there's anything unusual that's not princess related, I'll be listening to that too. But, like, peddlers are pretty common.
You, actually, roll me another perception check real quick.
Alright. Would this be perception or?
You're asking what you're asking. Roll me a perception.
That is 11. I'm not rolling good tonight.
Okay, so, as you are, like, when you, at one point when you're asking, if anything strange has happened, you can't hear what is said, but you hear someone kind of mutter something in response behind you, like, shit. But as you're asking around about new people, you hear, like, one, young woman who's out with a, quite tall, very muscularly built blonde woman, kind of like swarthy almost of her upper arms. They're at the table together. The woman with her is a little more drunk. She seems a lot more forthcoming with detail. She at one point just going like, oh, there's been a few. Oh, I'm sorry for. Oh, it's getting late, isn't it, Fred? Yes, there's a. Didn't you have a new customer recently? And you see the blonde one just kind of nod and keep drinking, not really paying any attention. It's like, yeah, there's those people around the outpost. Yes, there's always new people around the outpost. And there was that one. There was a little girl in here. Oh, not a little girl. She was short though. I don't know. There was some person here traveling. She's asking weird questions. Started fight. But you know, it's strangers. They get up to weird shites. You know how it goes.
Yeah, gotcha. This is gonna bug me. By swarthy, you do mean dark-skinned, correct?
I mean, it looks like she's got a sunburn.
All right.
But it looks
I
like,
did not know how to interpret.
Okay, so you know how you know that rawhide look that Papa has after years of working outside? It looks like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it, but just the way you use the word, I'm like, eh.
Yeah, I'm my descriptions off the top of my head are not the best.
It's fine. I was just confused one to.
Sometimes the same stop word will come to mind multiple times, and it's I'm working on it.
Alright, so
The woman with the worker's arms.
Gotcha. You said the outpost? Where's that?
Oh, the outpost. Yes, it's what's that place called again? And the blonde one called Fred lowers her drink. It's the Worm's Coffers. It's going to be at the top of the ridge, and then goes back to drinking.
Odd name. The Worm's Coffers. Alright. Is that the only mention of little girl that I get? And by the way, we have established that this princess is a little girl, right? Because I just assumed that.
No, I don't think we have.
Because
Definitely have not.
Because I feel like we had this discussion and like out of character, and it was like, so basically the poster says cannot give description, all information classified, just find her.
Kind of how it went.
Yeah, the contents of the poster, it's there's a symbol of the royal house, but there's not a very detailed, anything provided for the girl, no. But when you were talked to, just say...
They don't want her found.
They did, the woman did just say, it's like, oh, there was a little, oh no, she was just short.
Okay.
About the person she's talking about. Who was the new person.
Yeah. But I know
I'm just making sure you didn't
princess is
mistakenly
short.
hear little girl, because I was like, please tell me you didn't hear little girl from that. Like a child starting fights in a tavern.
I heard that she said little. Oh no, yeah. But I for all I know, that could just mean that she doesn't know what a halfling is. Though I doubt it.
There's a gnome at the bar.
Gnomes are not halflings, Casey.
They are not, but if you know a rare small folk, I assume you know the common small folk. It would be weird for someone not to know what a halfling is here. How about that?
That's what I said.
Okay.
But so I'm gonna try and wait. It's night right now, isn't it? Like it's
Yes,
at least an hour or two into night, so I'll wait till tomorrow to do that. But,
it's probably considering the amount of time you traveled in the morning and then how late into the evening you traveled, it's probably, by the time you get here, I'd say right now it's probably closer to 10 or 11. Yeah.
This is medieval times, though. That's like late.
Yes. But it's summer festival, so even though they don't have like a big tourist location spot, people don't want to not celebrate, so people are out. They're like, I don't have to work for 5 minutes.
Any excuse to celebrate and drink.
It's between harvests. It's the party times. Okay, so you asked around. Are you doing anything else?
I'll be occupying my time with asking around as much as I can. So maybe I'll get a bite to eat at some point. But that's mostly what I'm doing.
Okay. A single meal will be a silver. Alright, so we'll come back to whatever
Deer is
else.
for free. What?
Did you say deer is for free?
Yeah, if I go out and hunt it, the woods are right there.
That's what I thought you meant. Alright.
Also, if anyone's drinking, it's gonna be 4 copper per mug.
I at least know enough not to ask the innkeeper how much an uncooked meal is.
Oh, please go and ask that.
Okay. We'll come back to whatever
Is
else you
Tyr
hear in a
trying?
minute. What is Tyr up to?
I don't know. I'm still taking care of the horses and getting them boarded up.
Alright, so you went out outside and boarded up the horses?
Yes.
I'd say by the time you're finished with that, Rhian has had her conversation with Fred and whoever, and the woman she's with. So you come back in, Tintlet's eating, Morrin is morning, and you can see Rhian like moving around, just like talking to people.
I'll go over and join Rhian. Having any luck over here?
So apparently there was a short girl that started a fight here. Don't know if that's a lead, but I'll follow it up in the morning.
Okay.
And other than that, they just get peddlers and merchants and stuff like that.
So nobody else out of the ordinary? Just
Not
short
that I
guys
could.
starting fights.
I did hear one guy muttering under his breath after I asked about weird outlanders, but I didn't hear what he was saying over the den. Maybe I can go back and ask him further.
Yeah, just ask him.
Might as well. He was muttering something.
Should
Case
So I-
scenario, nothing you'd be interested in.
So I find Mr. Mutter.
Okay. You go back to where you heard the mutter. You find a middle-aged man. You find a middle-aged man, dark brown skin, kind of like this graying hair pulled back, really curly. Sitting there just quietly drinking, watching everybody else. As you approach the table, he just kind of looks up. He's like, "Oh, do you have questions for me now?"
Oh, I just heard you saying something under your breath when I was asking someone else. So I was wondering if there was anything that you remembered about any strangers.
Well, you're pretty strange.
It's fair.
you have somebody else in mind?
Let Rhian do the talking.
Rhiannon is trying to figure out what's strange about her, so she's just sitting there staring into the distance at the moment.
Morrin's gonna walk over. You heard her asking about a girl, the aggressive one that started fights. Clearly you locals know something. What is with that girl?
Oh, she was asking about, the little one. I heard a general question about weird folk. There's plenty of weird folk around here. If you're asking about, there was a young lady going around trading and asking questions. She was new, but we get lots of new people trading.
And she was a trader? Bebo, you're not helping.
In the sense of being familiar with the practice, no.
Do you suspect... Did she say she was a trader?
I said she was trading. She...
What was she trading?
Some old supplies, trading up her armor. She did business with Minnie over at the
Bebo, it's gonna be red. Sorry.
At the shop.
Sorry, you kind of cut out when you were saying what it was she traded. I heard something about armor.
She traded up for armor.
Traded up for armor.
I know she did some business with Minnie at the shop. And he points out the one with red hair that spoke to you earlier.
Bebo, don't step in the red.
Do you remember what she traded for armor?
What's your interest with this young woman?
That's private matters.
And I think that it's private matters.
This
Why?
one is a bounty hunter.
That's fine.
This
We're
isn't a
hunting
town
bounty.
that's going to make me...
I wasn't gonna go there, but this little lady might be armed and dangerous, so...
He starts to laugh. He's like, do you know what realm you're in? Everyone is armed and dangerous. And he kind of like tips his mug towards the Dragonborn who's covered in spikes. He doesn't even need arms to be dangerous.
I look at his tail
Why
thinking
would
that he
he
meant
need
arms.
arms?
Cool.
Rhian and Morrin, both of you notice as he's, like, gesturing with his arm. Rhian, I'll get there in a second. You see, like, something kind of strapped, in leather cord to his arm. It is a couple of silver rings corded onto a bracelet. One of them has a stamp of, what looks like antlers. The other has a stamp of an arrow with, 3 rays coming off the side. Morrin, you do not recognize what they mean, but Rhian, you recognize the arrow as a symbol of Najer. It's the god of...
The Nigeria River, yeah.
Yep, she's the goddess of archery and the hunt.
Oh shit, I might actually know. I might actually worship her.
You might, actually! Do you worship her or not?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I'm not a devoted person, but, I guess it would be the same as a sailor who's kind of superstitious.
Mutter a prayer.
Yep.
On then.
Okay, what was the question you asked?
So you're a hunter, sir?
It's a common pastime. In what sense do you mean?
I mean, I just noticed the the symbol that they got.
Oh.
Where I
You'll
grew
see
up, that
this-
was
this
a big
is-
deal.
I'm sure. No, this is, fairly common here. I run the hunting lodge at the other end of the ridge. No, this is just, a personal matter of holy... It's personal.
Insight check.
You are welcome
There's probably
to.
absolutely no reason to. It's just the first time in this campaign that I've remembered I could do that.
That's right, you can!
I can do religion checks if anyone needs me to.
A what?
That's a 9. I have a +8 and I got a 9. That's a natural 1. This guy is hard to read.
He is both, slightly inebriated, so you can't quite tell. You can't... He might be hiding something, but he's also drunk. You have no
Okay,
idea.
keep your secrets.
And Rashna, what did you say?
I said I just remembered I could do religion checks if anyone needs. I'm pretty high on that. Or like advantage or something.
If you'd like to do it, have you joined the rest of them by now?
Yeah, presumably she wouldn't take that long to eat.
You're just walking around with what's left of your little piece of bread, like, what are we doing?
Wandering around.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so upon pointing it out, you would see the symbol. If you would like to do a religion check, you can.
Because there's a symbol that I know, but there's also a symbol
man,
that
what the
Knight knows.
Oh!
Ooh.
Oh no! Oh no!
So, yeah, the most you're aware of it is that it is a symbol of a deity of this area. You don't understand enough about the religions here to know what,
most likely.
to know anything more about it. He just, okay, so he kind of settles, but he's like, you said you're a bounty hunter, ma'am?
Sometimes, yeah.
Right, well, I don't know if you've ever been to Dolderna before, much less Stagside. Telling someone you're a bounty hunter is not a way to get answers here.
Yeah, that's why I didn't lead with that.
In
Morrin's
fact,
very
if you were going to check out the worm's coffers, I heard you talking to Fred over there. I'd make sure you don't mention it. This is a little pumpkin spice Colombian latte, by the way. This is my Halloweening. Pumpkin spice in a can. Oh no! Rashna!
I'm just gonna ask in Thieves' Cant. It'll sound like nonsense if he doesn't know it, but I'm gonna ask about Sanctuary here.
What's the nuance of the question you're asking? Tell me what you mean when you're asking.
I'm going to ask, basically to confirm his suspicion, because he pretty much already said it, that I'm asking whether this is a sanctuary, which in Thieves' Camp pretty much implies who it's sanctuary for.
Yeah.
And if it's not, it'll just sound it'll sound like either nonsense words or just a weird question about housing, if depending on which kind of Thieves' Camp I use.
Yeah, I just wanted to be sure what question in Thieves' Cant you were asking.
If he doesn't know.
I'm
asking if this town is a sanctuary.
He kind of pauses and just kind of gives you a wink and then goes back to drinking.
He does what?
He pauses for a second, he just gives you a wink, and then goes back to drinking.
Okay. I'm assuming that since it was a...
Sorry, he's trying to get the chips again.
Oh,
No chips.
not the chips! Alright, what were you saying, Fee?
Yeah, I'm assuming that since he needed to wink for it, he wasn't winking about the question about how good the stables are here, so I assume he speaks these.
Well, your passive insight is an 18, so you can assume correctly. I just checked.
But my rolled insight is a 9.
Yeah.
This guy's hard to read. I'm not rolling well tonight.
No.
I'm
He's a
sober.
drunk stranger.
It's like, I get that he's drunk, but I'm
yeah,
sober.
you're
That's the
fine.
important.
It's on him. He's a
Yeah, it's
drunk
on him.
stranger, so
You
you don't really
can't-
know what his baseline is.
Yeah, you can't tell what he is or isn't.
He might be telling the truth, and you wouldn't know because come out weird. I don't know.
It's like, as far as you know, he's deliberately hiding something, but you know, like, you do know that he is drunk. But he might be hiding something. Because you rolled a natural 1.
Sneaky drunks. That's just sad.
I'm not crying, tears crying.
Aww.
Big crocodile tears. Do they call them dragonborn tears? In this world? I don't know. Maybe crocodiles exist.
I'm sure they exist.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't run into them in the swamp. Crocodiles.
It's a cold
and-
swamp. It
Well, alligators
it wasn't
and
like a
stuff.
tropical swamp. They don't have alligators in the marshes and bogs of Ireland. That'd be terrifying. Sorry, you started to say something, Rashna, and you were really quiet.
Oh, I just said that I was gonna say that as well when you mentioned the crocodiles in the swamp.
I was about to point out that there are plenty of alligators in North Carolina, but then I remembered, contrary to what I believed when I was a child, North Carolina is actually fairly tropical.
Yeah. That's why South American and African continent imported foods grow best there.
That's why all the rich people are leaving New York for there.
Back to D&D. Yes, he speaks thieves' cant.
Yeah. No one's innocent of thievery when they wink. Everyone who winks is a thief.
Never trust winkers. Is there anything else that I can answer for you? I didn't get your name.
My name?
Yes.
Your name.
You're the one.
Morrin just walks away.
You're clearly the one most interested, so I'm most interested in your name.
You can call me Siobhan.
Writing that down.
Roll a deception.
I
check.
hope you try and spell it. Son of a bitch.
You think Casey doesn't know how to spell Siobhan? Come on.
No, I know she does. I'm talking to this guy that I'm talking to. I didn't actually say try and spell it. That's a 19. I got a natural 20.
All right. Look at you.
I may not be charismatic, but the one thing a bounty hunter needs is a false name.
you have said this name so many times that it might as well just be your name.
It could be for all I know. All I know is my first name. I might have 4.
Alright. Siobhan.
Rhiannon, Siobhan, Cartwright, Tudor. No.
It's quite the name.
Could someone spell Siobhan for me?
Never.
Do you even know how-
Siobhan?
Yeah, it's Siobhan. I'm dyslexic, so it's a victory that I know how to spell it.
The universe did you wrong, making you Irish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Miss Siobhan, I'm not certain if I should wish you luck, but I at least wish you a good time.
Oh, I'll take it. I go over to the innkeeper to ask how much the meals are uncooked.
Which innkeeper are you approaching?
The one that can hear things.
As you come up on Winnie and ask that question, she kind of turns around and goes like, oh, excuse me? Oh dear, don't even worry about it. We do it, we handle everything. You don't have to... I'm sorry?
Don't worry, she likes her meals raw. She grew up in the forest, it's just kind of a thing, just...
Oh...
I hate that you're guessing that because it's true.
I'm just yeah.
Like, I hate that she's...
I'm just kind of
Tyr's
pick that up
bullshitting
now.
right now, but it's like 100% true.
He's adopted her as the feral child, so yes, I'm
Yes,
just gonna go
you
with
are
that
the
narrative.
feral child, Rhea.
She was raised by wolves, you know. She just prefers her meals uncooked.
Oh, dearie,
That's not
it's
the question,
perfectly... If you want it a little rare, that's fine.
It's just trying to... Never mind. Just... It's 1 silver, right? Just give me the standard. Now I feel called out.
I tried, Rhian. I tried. I'm sorry.
The standard fare tonight is a fairly decent roast, with a side of like some mixed local vegetables, just kind of like laid up in a crescent alongside of it. Looks like there's something red, something green, like interesting amount of colors compared to where you've been.
Something borrowed, something blue.
Shut up. Since you just left Geared, this is quite colorful for a meal. Because everything in Geared, at least was that you saw, was quite bland. But.
And where we last ate, there was a cat that didn't know what vegetables were, except for half of a cucumber.
Yes, and it's served Winnie brings out. She sets down a little wooden plate, and then she goes and she serves out. With the roast on it. She goes and she serves, smiling broadly, serves out your vegetables and scoops them out into a little ring and makes like a little crescent moon with it. And goes like, there, and.
I feel like I'm being patronized too, right? But
Maybe a little bit.
She says something in it's like a sub-dialect of the standard human common, that essentially before walking away, that Rhian, it's not the most frequent language that you speak, but recognize it. It's basically Ager's blessings on you before she walks away, and Ager is Nadger's twin, the goddess of healing.
And Nadger is the
Yes.
Yeah. Nadger is the shooty girl, right?
Yes. Ager is the goddess of farming and medicine. Twin to Nadger,
Gotcha.
who's the goddess of archery and the hunt. Idri's symbol is a crescent moon that faces open to your right. The right side is open with a little flower in it, and the vegetables have been kind of like scooped out in that shape around the roast. Winnie's being cute. Minnie's being cute.
Morrin is going to walk out of the bar, just like Lindsay's going to walk out of the Discord.
Yeah, is it time to go have the fun times?
Yeah.
Lindsay gets to go outside today.
I do. I get to go stand around a bonfire because I live in bumfuck.
Yes.
I feel you.
Right about now, I miss bonfires. Are you gonna make it like a real Halloween bonfire and put like bones on it? No. Have fun.
Morrin's gonna go scope out the town.
Yeah. So Morrin is going to go on a walk around. Details of which I will send you later, because I am not gonna have you empty-handed tonight. Just because you can't stay for the whole session.
Sounds great. I'll talk to you guys later.
Cool. Have fun. Happy Halloween. Okay. You have been served your meal. Rashna's gone. Rashna's back.
That was fast.
Alright. I think the last person to actually get food is Tyr. Tyr, are you getting food?
Yeah, I'll get food.
Alright, so that's, silver for the meal. Ah. I bit the shit out of my mouth earlier today and it hurts.
I hate that. That's an awful feeling.
It's right on the inside of my lip. I don't know how. Okay.
For me, usually happens if I'm eating crunchy foods too vigorously, so I have to be careful.
Usually I bite my tongue, not the front part of my lip. Alright, so. As you eat and, everything post-questioning of the locals, you, a few people start to filter out. First it's like little by little, and then it's larger groups, until finally, the only people remaining are, Minnie helping the older gnome, like, she's got, like, one hand down helping him around the bar, kind of leading him up the stairs. And, Fred, the woman she's with, and the, man that you spoke to, who once the tavern's mostly empty, Rhian, you kind of notice him kind of get up and go over and join them before the three of them go and leave together.
Alright. I wouldn't be surprised if everyone knew by the morning what my particular profession is.
Is it really that bad to be known as that?
In a place like this, yeah.
Why? It doesn't seem like the sort of place that would have that many criminals coming through, but I suppose if it doesn't seem that way, it probably is.
On the sign coming here, there was a note that implied that this town is a sanctuary.
Oh,
Leave your quarrels at the door.
Gotcha. That makes a bit more sense then. Didn't see that.
Because it was dark and you don't read Thieves' Cant.
Obviously.
In your passive perception is an 11.
So he really didn't see it.
He really didn't see it.
He really didn't see it.
And like literally, Rhian, the only reason you saw it was because as you were riding by in the cart, it was at your eye level. Like on the side of the post. Okay. After the tavern floor has cleared out a little bit, Minnie returns, comes back over, kind of like straightening some of her She's got a lot of scarves on, like a lot of layers. Very cozy looking woman. Comes in, was like, is everybody having a good night? Is everything going good so far?
Oh, just grand.
That's great.
Good.
That's great. Just let me know if you're gonna need anything else tonight before you turn in. My office is through that door. She kind of points to the door behind the opposite bar, not the one that you were at. Which side did I say it was? There was a north bar and south bar. The south bar. It's north and south
Good
now.
job.
So the northeast bar.
Fuck you.
No, northwest, sorry.
Fuck you. She points to a door beyond the south bar. It's like my office is gonna be right through there. Just go give a knock if you need anything else. Just your rooms are gonna be right upstairs.
Good. Wonderful, thank you. You look to Rhian. Didn't that feller say that she had done business before? With the possible, I don't know. Do you call him a target?
No, we're trying to save this person. Oh,
Well, I mean, it's still a target. It's not like we're trying to kill her. She's still the goal. I don't know. I don't know what proper lingo is for bounty hunting.
And very consciously decides not to say cash cow. But, yeah, we might,
Maybe we should
excuse
call
me,
her.
Miss.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me, Miss
Yes.
Minnie. I do have a question for you. It slipped my mind a second ago. There's a friend of mine I'm looking for that I asked around about. Someone that matches her description a bit came through here trading for things like armor and such. Maybe started a fight. I wanted to know if you knew anything more about her. I heard that you traded with her a little.
Oh, do you mean the there was a young woman with dark hairs pulled back into a bun? Yes, she sold well, she trades. It's a really nice set of leather armor and a nice yes, I did do some business with her. There was she traded some armor and a really nice necklace for some mail, I think.
She traded armor and a necklace for ale.
Mail. I had some mail that was
mail. I
Yes.
swear you said ale.
No.
I was gonna say that was a very shite trade, but
There would have been a lot
that
of
makes
ale.
a little more
This-
sense.
this
I was
very
gonna
well
say there's a
made.
whole lot of ale. All right, that makes more sense.
I see she did what I did and multiclassed from rogue into fighter so she could get better armor. Gotcha.
You said that she was a friend of yours.
Acquaintance, yeah.
Right.
Don't know if this is the particular person, but it sounds kind of like her. Trying to find her.
Roll.
Sure, quick, give me your drink before she asks for decision.
Pass it over.
You said it before you drank. No, it's not. We're not doing that.
Kind of a roll.
I'm deciding because technically, by saying acquaintance, you've never met her, so you did lie. But you're practiced at this, so.
Advantage? Don't know if advantage can save me, but
You know what? I'll be nice. You are doing your job, even though you're lying. So, yes, you can roll me deception with advantage. Are you gonna pull out another nat 20?
That's a no.
I gave you
Sure this is what
advantage!
you do for a living?
I'm all out of luck. I'm so lost. um,
Um, uh,
okay, fine. Not acquaintance. She owes me money. That's technically true.
Minnie, like, for a second, she seemed perfectly open before, that she seems like a little, slightly more closed off, a little bit of suspicion in her eyes, just like, owes you money from what exactly? And from what exactly?
She ran away from home, and her folks are wanting me to find her, and she may or may not have stolen some things when she left.
Roll persuasion.
Can I get some bardic inspiration?
How does bardic inspiration look when you're giving it?
I give Rhian a little hip bump.
It's dancing. It counts.
You got this.
I just need that to be a thing from now on. Forget a pat on the shoulder. Just give someone a hip bump.
Olivia, your camera's frozen. Shit.
Ah! A big thing.
So that's persuasion
Yo.
Yes.
with a D6 or a D8.
You're at level 3, so it should be a d6.
That is a 6, so that's a 15.
Alright. Okay, that was a 15. She studies for a minute, goes like, alright, I suppose if her mom and pop are worried about her, she came in. That's the most I saw of her. She came in, she traded some older armor and a necklace for some nicer mail and some traveling supplies. I just run the shop right to the side.
Do you know if anyone was with her? Because her mom and pop were under the impression she was kidnapped, but from the descriptions, I assumed that she had run away.
Oh no, the only thing with her is the grey gelding out in the barn.
Gotcha.
Wait, out in the barn? She's still here?
I don't know where she's at now, but the last I saw of her, she was putting up her horse. That was about yesterday at noon. She came in for lunch and put the horse away.
What day did you trade with her?
Wow,
I
those
traded
wanted
with her
posters are really up to date. What? I don't say that out loud.
I first traded with her, I traded the armor when she first got here, a few weeks ago. Then the necklace, she needed more supplies. That was yesterday morning.
She's been here a while then.
Oh, she's been staying upstairs.
Good to know. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. She waits for a second, see if you need anything else, and then starts heading towards her office.
It's time to kick in some doors.
Freaking into rooms.
Hello, little girl. Are you a princess? Sorry if you're not. I swear this isn't a pickup line.
Just this.
That's what you say right now.
This vacant expression, woman with tattoos on her face, kicks up the door, is like, "Hey, little girl, you need help."
I'm here to save you. have seen the horse when I went to the barn to go and board the others.
Roll me.
But I remember.
Yeah, just retroactively roll me a perception. And I'll tell you what you saw while you were out there.
15.
Yeah, there were about 3 other horses in there, like, while you were putting in. You remember seeing a gray horse.
Sweet. Well, good news. She's here, because I remember seeing a gray horse in the stables. And I'm guessing that's probably hers, since she specifically said a gray gelding. Must not really have many of those around here. Oh, that coloration, anyway. They've definitely got horses in the farming community.
I feel like if we asked Minnie what room she was in, she might not tell us, or she might want to come up with us.
You know,
But I also
she didn't
don't want to
specify
break in.
which rooms were ours. Just, start knocking and see who answers. See if they're vacant, and then we'll claim those. But, see who's around in the meanwhile.
Also, I'd like to go to an inn sometime where I don't break into every single room.
Yeah, it seems to be a thing you do, just like being raised by wolves.
It wasn't wolves, it was elves. There were wolves, but they didn't raise me.
I was raised by elves too.
Tintlet! That's a surprise to hear.
Really?
You don't say. I was raised by halflings.
I'm picturing it though. That would be fucking adorable. Just small baby dragonborn who's bigger than his halfling parents.
Just hunched over sitting at the little table.
Oh my god, I need a picture of it!
I had to bend over double just to walk through the doorway.
Okay.
Right, so we're gonna go start knocking on doors then.
You're gonna go knock on doors?
Knock on doors.
Yep.
We'll be polite about it, but we gotta knock on doors anyway. We gotta find out which rooms are ours, so we've got an excuse for it.
Alright, so as you head up, you knock on... Alright. At the second door that you knock, when you head upstairs, there's this, wrap-around hall, almost, with doors. It's a much larger inn, than the Bossy Bench. Kind of there's this wrap-around that goes the entire way over the, just as much space as the tavern hall below. As you head around, you make it to 2 doors, knocking. What are you doing? What are you doing when you knock? Are you knocking and waiting for an answer? Tell me what you're doing, Rhian. I am reminded that I must see what you do. Because you're fucking insane.
I feel like I should. Tyr, are you in charge of the knocking, or am I in charge of the knocking?
Well, you're the bounty hunter, so he's gonna let you take the lead on this. He's just kind of nudging you along. So he'll let you do the knocking.
Hello? This room vacant? Hello?
That's probably not right. That's more polite than that, maybe.
Is this room vacant, please and thank you?
Easy.
Thank you for answering. Sorry for knocking.
There's no answer at the first door. Have you gone to the second one yet? Was that all at the first one?
Okay, if there's no answer, did you try opening the first door?
I know, so Rhiann's gonna try and kick a door down, actually, at some point. That's why I needed to stop.
Down. Wait.
I hear a young woman's voice. It's down with the door. Yeah, I try and open the door.
the door actually swings open. It's completely vacant inside, but the door swings open. It looks like they are unlocked unless latched from the inside by whoever paid for the room.
Okay. Does the room
So
look
this is
nice?
one of our rooms.
It's a comfortable scale room, so you guys realize now upon looking at the room that you're getting a pretty good deal.
What's
So
the
it's
bed
like
situation?
it's a nice, decent-sized plush bed. Probably not ideal size for a dragonborn. Still pretty average, typical, but
Just
you'll
a
be
single
fine.
bed?
Yeah, you're. This particular room's like a single bed, like a nice soft chair, little desk, carpet.
Hmm.
The carpet is a skin of what looks like a very large deer.
Alright.
Yeah.
But we'll take this one then.
Alright, so this
All
first
right,
one's
so-
claimed now.
First one is claimed.
Knowing the latching situations, now I'm just gonna try and open all the doors first before knocking.
Can I open them first before knocking? Alright.
Yeah, because if we walk into someone who hasn't closed their door like an absolute buffoon, then we say, "Oh, sorry, we thought this was our room,"
Fair enough.
which you'll be saying because I can't lie for shit.
Casey, your camera's flashing.
Oh no!
You keep flickering in and out every 5 seconds.
I'm just not even looking at Discord anymore.
As long as you guys can hear me, I'm giving up on Halloween as far as video goes.
Okay.
As long as you can hear me.
No, I
So
just
you-
feel lonely, so I'm gonna turn my camera off.
Oh. Well, now I feel lonely. Okay, so you knock on the well, you come to the second door and you open it. It swings open. Another vacant room. Decent sized, nice plush bed, fur carpet. This one looks like it's a bear rug. Little desk, soft chair. This one has a window, but also vacant.
A method of escape.
And, as you are looking, as you open the door and look into the second vacant room, you hear a shuffling. 2 doors down. A little door opens and shuffling down, who's like, "What's all the knocking?" And you see the little gnome coming back down the hall.
Oh, you knew that.
He kind of stops a little ways from you. Again, he doesn't look at you, but he kind of cocks an ear your way. He's like, someone need help? What's going on?"
No, we were just looking for our rooms. We figured out how it works now.
Open the door.
Yeah, the door's open.
Yeah, and Rhian, since you have a passive insight of 18 and your passive perception of 16, yes.
This man hears everything. What?
No, as he's standing there, you can see that you kind of see like this milky film over his eyes. You can tell he's mostly, if not completely, blind.
Oh yeah, I knew that when you first described him not looking at people.
Well, now you know it for sure. There's other
I
reasons
know how
not to look
blind
at
works.
people. There's other reasons not to look at people. Maybe he doesn't like eye contact. But no, he's blind.
Could be.
But he
Thanks,
seemed
Brett.
amiable enough not to.
Just you push the door open. They're not locked.
Alright, thank you.
Okay. So no, it's too late for noise. No more of you with the noise. And he starts turning around. He's like slowly shuffling back towards his room.
No more with the noise. Nobody seemed to inform the people downstairs about that.
I'm slightly offended that I'm mostly deaf, all the way blind, and just told me about noise. But
mostly deaf, totally blind, mildly senile.
All of the above. Triple threat.
Yes. He's just kind of shuffling back.
The old man shuffle.
He is the
Right.
like little stick
Well,
shuffling.
he just gave us permission to basically push the rooms open, so take that and do as you will, Rhian.
Alright. So I go on and open doors.
Alright. You realize as you're going through and opening doors that, yes, there were quite a few vacancies. There were the first 2 rooms that you guys opened, which I'm assuming you claimed, because they were the first 2 empty rooms you found. There was the 3rd room, skip the 4th, because that's where the little gnome eventually made his way back into. The 5th and 6th room around, as you work your way back around. The 5th room, open it, again empty. This one has the hearth. The central hearth. The last room, as you push it, at first it sticks, but it does open.
So all the rooms are vacant? Except gnome room?
The sixth room, as you open up the door and look inside, you can kind of see there was like a chair kind of pulled to try and keep it shut, but as you look inside, you can't, there's nobody in there. You can't really see, like, other than, like, nobody in there seems fairly normal, except the bedding is pulled back, and the fur rug is pushed into the corner. And that's all you're getting for passive perception.
I investigate the
Alright.
rug and bed.
Roll.
I will help.
Okay. How are you helping?
I will also look.
Alright. So,
Are these separate rolls or?
Rhian, roll with advantage.
Alright.
Investigation.
That is a 24.
With your 24 in investigation, it looks like someone was in here recently. You find, it looks like the bed has been slept in. There's, like, the dent in the pillow and stuff, and the blankets were not pulled back. Looking further, you can kind of see, like, one layer of them has kind of just been slumped on the floor and left there. Over on the little desk, there's a few scraps of parchment and paper. One of them looks like a map. Just kind of left, all willy-nilly. And, the carpet that was, like, not the carpet, the fur rug that was, like, shoved back. It's kind of, like, all bunched up against, this room's window in the back, just, like, right underneath it. With a little bit of it kind of, like, tucked and rolled over the jamb. Besides that, though, you find, like, there's no belong... The window jamb?
The window jamb?
Yeah, it's tucked right up under the window. While you're looking at this, you kind of tug it a bit, you can see, like, this window apparently didn't close all the way, so whoever was here used the rug to try and cover up the last of that gap. At first, you can't really find any sign of belongings or anything, even though this room is very clearly somebody has existed in it. But as you poke around, because you have a 24, you find... I gotta stop doing that. Under the desk, you find, the maps and stuff are, like, fairly basic. It's the area. You know the area generally enough as far as what these maps are concerned, because how much you traveled, so... But, behind the desk, you find, like, a dropped, crumpled piece of...
Piece of what?
A dropped, crumpled piece of parchment that when you take it out and look at it, there's, like, this scribble of something about like, it looks like a deer head with a lot of antlers. And something scrawled in the corner, that says... Skog. S-K-O-G.
S-K-O-G?
Yes, scrawled on the corner of a little picture of a deer head with big antlers, S-K-O-G, question mark.
Question mark?
Yeah. SKOG question mark.
SKOG question mark.
Skog.
Alright, so I'm gonna go downstairs and check on the horses real quick.
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna go downstairs and check on our horses, and I'm going to see who may or may not have retrieved their own horse.
A better idea. Why don't you stay here and wait in the room, and I'll go check on the horses. Like, if she comes up into her room and comes back, she's meeting you, not me. I don't think many people would be too thrilled to find a dragonborn waiting in their room. No.
This definitely looks like a rich girl's attempt at being clever about sealing a room, even though there's a latch right beside the door that didn't do it.
Yeah, I'm sure. So, you and Tintlet gonna wait up here then?
Yeah,
Or does Tintlet want to go with me?
I'll wait.
Right. I'll go check the stables then.
Alright, so Tyr, you're heading down to check the stables.
I'll close the door to the room to leave us in darkness. I wouldn't do that
Well,
if
I have
Tintlet
low
weren't
light
here.
vision, so it's all good.
Yeah, I just don't want to tip off anyone who's going to be climbing through the window that there's people in here.
Oh, Mort.
Alright, so Tyr, you're heading down to the barn. What specifically are you doing when you get down there?
Just going to look to see if the horse is still where I saw it when I was here earlier.
Yeah, you head back down, head into the stalls. You look, the gray horse is still there.
The horse is still there. Alright. I will head back into the main area of the tavern, inn, whatever, and just kind of look around. I remember Annie saying something about black hair in a bun, so I'm going to look for anyone with dark hair that would be a young lady of some form.
Well, the tavern is empty. Everyone's gone home by now.
It is in? Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. You did say that, didn't you? Never mind.
By the way, does the poster not give any physical description of this girl?
You know that she's the princess of Terra de Vareo. If you would like to... There's not really much description. She's just a member of the royal family. This is a picture of the royal seal.
I swear, I'm gonna... Honestly, at this point, Rhianna's pretty sure that these people do not want the girl found.
I mean, to be fair, when you're... This particular missive that you have, it's most of it is, it looks like it's secondhand. This isn't like an original document. This is somebody passing the word of, hey, did you hear about this bounty?
So should I do an intelligence or a history check to see if I know what the royal family's coloring is or something?
Roll me a history check to see if you know about that kingdom at all.
That's a 12.
The general appearance you associate with the Summerlands, at least in the area where the royal family would live. You know that it is possible, since she is royalty, she might not look like what is typical, but what you associate with the area are generally the standard are, at least for humans, the standard is like olive skin, thick dark hair, often very wavy, brown eyes, tend to be average height. They like bright colors and fine leathers, and if it's not the farming that they're famous for, with like all the fruits and stuff that they export, they're really good with swords. That's what you know about the kingdom. As far as the royal family specifically, you assume that she must look like someone from the Summerlands, but you can't be sure.
Alright, so this description does sound like someone from the Southernlands. Or just anyone who's brunette, but whatever.
Yeah, you didn't get a very detailed description. Also, of the people you've seen thus far in Duldirna,
And what'd you say about the skin blanked out when you talked about skin color?
Olive.
Olive.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the typical for the Summerlands. But also, the people, especially humans that you've seen thus far in Duldirna, it seems to be a fairly mixed group. Like, there's a lot more traveling in this area. It's a lot friendlier to travelers. It's a much nicer climate, so more people want to come in and out of here. Like, for example, the man that you spoke to had a lot darker skin, whereas Minnie was very pale.
Gotcha.
So, Minnie telling you dark hair and nice leather doesn't tell you a lot.
Alright.
You might have to ask more questions.
I'll do that in the morning if I don't find someone in this, coming back to this room, but at the moment I'm gonna put the chair back up to the, door, and I'm...
It's a very awkward task of, like, closing the door, but nudging the chair behind it to kind of, like, pull it by the back, but I'd say you manage it.
Well, I'm not that concerned because this girl obviously didn't do a good job. Because
Oh, are
if
you
you do a
staying
good job,
inside?
it'll stop a door.
Are you staying inside while you do it?
Yeah, I'm
Oh, okay.
staying in the room.
Yeah, you could successfully lock that door. You just put it back where you found it, though.
And I go to bed, not in the bed, but beside the bed, on the side of the bed that's facing away from the window, on the floor.
Okay. And Tyr, after seeing the horse, what are you up to?
Yes, I'll go back upstairs.
When you return to the room, you have to push the door a bit harder because Rhian put the chair back.
Knock. Very quietly. No, we're not supposed to knock now, but very lightly.
Hey, Tintlet, can you get the door?
Too comfortable on the floor?
Rhian's a floor person!
No,
It's okay.
I'm a person who wants to know when someone's coming in this room, but doesn't want someone to know that I'm in. Once we get the other people out,
Are you gonna sleep under the bed?
possibly.
She's such a fucking creeper,
I was
I
gonna
love it!
I was gonna suggest sleeping in the. I was gonna suggest me sleeping in the stable so that we can catch her if she goes for a horse. Now that everyone knows that we're asking about her, but you went to go down to check the horses, so I guess I'll watch the room.
I see what you were doing. Well, I mean, you could
Oh,
tell
there she-
Peter that. He could go back down there.
I'm saying in character now, so it's not. But yeah, I can either stay here, which there aren't any possessions in this room, so I don't know if she will come back if she thinks people are trying to find her, or I can go out to the stables where she will probably take her home.
She definitely would take her horse. Anybody would be a fool to try and run on foot. But, suppose I could go back down there.
Lock a door. Oh no,
Yeah, not impressed.
I can go. I can go down.
Sure.
What? Yeah, stables are pretty nice sleeping areas, actually. Especially the hayloft.
Sure you were raised by elves and not by horses? Cows, maybe?
No, the point is stables are more comfortable than the sleeping areas.
Alright, go on then. I'll stay in Tintlet.
Alright.
So
I will happily stay up here.
So Tyr and Tintlet are staying in the not vacant room.
I go down to sleep with the horse.
She's sleeping with the horses.
Been sleeping with the
Okay,
fishes.
but hay smells nice.
It does, though.
Clean hay smells nice.
I've weirdly missed barn smell recently, just because I've been outside all of none. Like, I miss going to stables.
It's a nostalgic smell.
Good alfalfa hay.
Hmm.
Also, like, even if you're not a wild child, it's far cheaper to convince someone at a packed inn to let you sleep in the hayloft in this time frame. Like, yeah, words.
You will recall, though, that Minnie is not aware you're sleeping in the barn, so you're still paying for 2 rooms, because...
Yeah. Morrin can have a room to herself.
Wait, we're paying for one room and then we're just stealing another one.
We're paying for 2 rooms and stealing a third.
You're paying for 2 rooms and sleeping for a
2.
room that might have already
Alright.
been paid for in the barn.
I paid for them, so...
I'm just reminding you that this is the money you've spent tonight.
Yeah, it's fine. If we get this princess, we get way more money than these rooms cost, so it's worth it. It's gonna more than cover it.
Unless the princess is like running from something or something that I will weirdly feel sympathy toward, in which case I'll begrudgingly help her, but also eventually ask her to pay me up.
Probably.
Just so you know, I'm using the Pumpkin King tonight because it's Halloween.
It's Halloween!
It's Halloween!
Halloween!
Alright, so Tintlet and Tyr stayed up in the room. Rhian went down and stayed in the barn. I would like everyone to roll perception for me for the night.
Perception.
Oh no, what is wrong with the rolls tonight, man? Gosh.
Oof, that's not good enough.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
One second.
Rhian already paid the
Let
battle
me fix my
toll.
camera. So, as you guys bunk down for the night, Tyr, after the fight with the ogres and the never-ending trip of the day, been going since morning.
It's been a long day.
As soon as you sit, you're done. You're toasted. You end up in a, like, flat belly down position, like the little cute picture you posted last time, just asleep. Tintlet, while you take, like, some time for your trance, but, and manage to get some good rest, despite Tyr's ungodly snoring. Because that's canon.
No, I'm down in the stable. So she's fine. She's up in the room, remember?
I thought Rhiannon went down to the stable.
You're right.
Yeah.
I forgot we switched. Never mind. You're good. We're good.
Okay. So, despite Tyr's ungodly snoring, you managed to get some rest. If anybody actually took any damage today, you can roll your hit die now. Reset any spell slots. Tintlet.
I think Morrin is the only one who took damage.
I can cast sleep many more times now.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween, motherfucker!
Despite Tyr's ungodly snoring, Tintlet, you managed to get some rest. As you wake up from your trance, it's still dark, so you're just kind of chilling in the room. It seems pretty quiet. No one comes to enter the room. You hear, like, the most you hear is, like, there's, like, a dog barking out somewhere in the distance. Rhian, Rhian, with you and you're probably sitting bright upright, open-eyed sleeping that you're probably doing when you do rest.
I'm lounging.
Maybe once or twice you're stirred by a horse moving around in its stall. The gray gelding in particular gets a little restless once it starts getting closer to morning, but until dawn, there's, like, other than the horses and maybe the opening and closing of a window or a door somewhere else in town, you hear the same, like, that's the most else you hear is, like, some dog is barking.
This was a dog.
and then it is morning. The most interesting thing that happens, Rhian, is as you're chilling in the barn, come right around once it's light enough for people to start moving around, the stable hand comes through, and Tintlet, you would be able to hear this. There's this shriek bloody murder as the stable hand comes through and sees just this person in a stall, just waiting. Just God.
Ah.
So Rhian, you've been discovered the morning and scared the shit out of this poor stable hand. Like this teenage kid just sitting there like.
Hi.
Tintlet is out the window trying to see. Wait, can't Tintlet even see the stable from the window?
You can see the stable from that window. You cannot see inside of it though.
Oh, okay, so I don't see like the stable hand at the door or anything with that.
No, he's inside. He did that once he got to the stall.
Alright, then I'm crawling out the window to get to the stable as fast as possible to make sure everything's okay.
Okay.
Roll.
Am I sleeping through all of this then?
Yes. Because you rolled a 5.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just Tintlet climbing out a window while Tears like.
just don't tease his eye. Yeah. Probably.
When did it become canon that he snorts like a...
It's always
That's
been
always
canon.
canon for this character.
That's always
He's
been canon. That's just pure as a character.
Ungodly
He snores.
snoring.
He's always been a thunder boy, so it just carries on when he's sleeping.
Tyr is a character adapted for this, the one who existed prior.
He's an existing OC of mine, so we just adapted him for this.
Yeah.
Tintlet, roll acrobatics for me.
Let's over here acrobating out of the window.
Yep, you managed to shimmy out the window and down the side, and you come around to the barn fairly easily. Like you're much better with dexterity, so I gave it to you. With that, you see a teenager, looks like stable hands, carrying a bucket of feed, just kind of looking very shook. And just kind of like muttering to, not mutter, but like stammering at the direction of Saul. It's like, why are you, are you crazy?
The horses needed to be comforted.
Oh, she's crazy. Okay, there's a crazy lady in the stable, and he just leaves the bucket of feed there and starts walking away.
I catch him and I'm just like, oh, don't worry, she's our horse whisperer. We keep her around just to keep the horses calm.
Okay. He just keeps going.
I don't even have to roll for persuasion, he's just like, sure.
He's like, sure, alright, fine.
She's our horse doctor, don't worry about it.
Horse doctor. Sure.
Let him polite young man.
Tintlet, as you come in, the gray gelding leans over the stall and starts wickering at you.
Can I scratch his nose?
Roll animal handling.
Okay. Oh no, I got an 8.
No, Tintlet, he's an enemy horse.
As you approach him, he kind of rears his head back with like this loud snort, like, "Ugh!"
Wow, even the horse is rich.
Well, as you look at him, you see he's got a very shiny, well-kept coat, a very closely clipped mane. He's not a standard country horse. He looks like a destrier, which is a war charger. Like you've seen these on being ridden by soldiers as you traveled north.
you've seen these riding soldiers because
Fuck you.
they're so expensive that you can't. You can only let them go in battle. Soldiers just carry them.
They're so well trained, they do the riding.
You guys suck.
You use lances. I make a mental note to bring sugar cubes, to look for sugar cubes for next time,
Oh.
but I leave the horse alone for now.
Oh.
The horse is in.
I think the horse can be a friend.
Yeah, Rhian, now that it's daylight and you can see this thing, from your experience in the kingdoms, this horse would go for no less than 150 gold.
Nice horse.
Yes.
Be a horse thief.
This is why people steal horses. A good horse is nice. It's like a Ferrari.
I suspect this is the kind of horse you can leave alone and not worry about getting stolen because it'll just trample the beast to death, though.
It is a war horse. So
yeah,
it might.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say, yeah.
It might. Okay. Yeah, Rhian,
Not with my animal handling. What?
Tintlet, you could hear, like, jingle, 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 jingle getting louder before you hear Tintlet's voice talking to the stable hand before he leaves. And then the horse just rejecting Rashna.
Maybe it's my outfit. Maybe he just doesn't like the jinglies. Well, if he's a war horse, he might be in parades. He might be used to it. So who knows?
No, your passive insight's a 14. He reacted when you tried to pet him.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you reached for his head, he pulled his head back.
Tintlet's just like daydreaming about having a horse like that for parades and that kind, and like stunts and just covering it in bells. Just a giant, beautiful silver horse. Yeah.
Because compared to the 3 horses that you guys have, which are like
become a horse thief.
It's like compared to the 3 horses that
she's not gonna steal the horse. She must befriend it first before anything. But
gotta befriend it to see if it's worth stealing.
let's just say if anything happens to its owner,
she's not gonna steal it.
Waiting in the wings.
Yeah, compared to the 3 horses that you guys had already, like the ones that you took from the ogres, which they're okay, but they seemed like they were a little like beginnings of malnourished. They could have been healthier and happier. They were being kept in an ogre pantry. Their coats are very shaggy and not as well kept. And for imagery's sake, it's a darker gray, a shaggy bay, and a chestnut are the 3 horses you have.
Okay.
Yeah, and the gray destrier, the warhorse, is like this like sleek silvery with like darker dappling over his crest and hindquarters.
And
he's fancy.
That horse is. But yeah, Tintlet, that horse is bomb-proofed. It's not your outfit. He's just a stuck-up prick.
And Tyr is still asleep.
Snoring.
But yeah, it is morning. Nobody came into the room. No one came to the stable at night.
Alright.
Oh, should we just vacate the rooms then, I guess?
Like, what are we doing this morning?
The princess, while you were out here, the princess has already gone up to her room, seen a blue dragonborn, ran out of the...
Would Tyr have taken the bed or the floor?
Floor. He doesn't even bother with beds most of the time, unless it's a big bed. He doesn't usually bother.
Just flop.
He's pretty happy on the floor most of the time anyway. Yeah, he's a belly sleeper. It's too hard to try and lay on your back when you've got all those spines and
Yeah.
the horns get in the way. It's just easy to just sleep on
And
your
then if you're on
stomach.
a bed, it's even worse.
Which
'cause you
makes the
stab
snoring
holes in
more
it.
confusing to me. Like, if he slept on his back, I would get the snoring.
You never watched animated cartoons of snoring dragons? They sleep on their belly and they snore really bad.
He snores because
I was
he
gonna
must.
say, I'm pretty sure some people snore when they sleep on their stomachs.
Yeah.
You're putting pressure on like where you breathe.
I mean, he's got his head like tilted half the time. I mean, sometimes it's flat out, but what's Tyr? That's just what he does.
You guys, the two of you who are awake can hear some activity starting up around town as a few people start moving. In the distance, Rhian, you can start to hear like a steady tinging of metal. So it sounds like the smith's is nearby. You hear like the opening, closing of doors, some like shutters clattering against walls. The town is waking up.
That reminds me, with +1 weapons in this setting, is the +1 a magical thing or is it a craftsmanship thing?
I'm gonna say +1 is craftsmanship. Higher than that, it's augmented magically.
Gotcha.
What are you guys doing? Rhian and Tintlet are hanging out in the barn. What was the plan? Because my mind is blanking for the time being.
I was thinking, do we want to go to that outpost to see what that was all about today?
Yeah. Stop that.
Stop playing with the longsword, please. Tintlet asked if you should go to the outpost to see what that was about. The worm's coffers.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yes. How many? I must sit sideways. Fee.
Alright, let's go to the gold chest of night crawlers, I guess.
While Tyr is sleeping upstairs.
Yep.
Oh, no, let's go get Tyr.
Okay. It's like,
Go fetch the
like,
dragon.
you can choose to leave him there. He will sleep
could
until
leave
he
him
is
there.
woken.
There's a
It took me a
50%
while.
chance that whoever we're searching for goes into their room, finds a sleeping dragonborn, and then we'll scream it. You might not scream. That's the issue here.
Alright, so Tyr, you're woken up by Tintlet and Rhian.
Yeah, I'll wake up to that.
With two of them combined, it's hard not to.
Yeah. Stagger over and unlock the door and open it
I'm
and be
surprised
very.
me vaulting out the window didn't wake you up.
I know, you have to climb back around and knock.
Tina, what are you doing on this side of the door? I thought you were in here with me.
No time to explain.
Apparently. All right, let's go. Whatever we're doing, let's go. What are we doing?
There's no time to explain.
I don't have time to explain why I don't have time to explain.
Tyr's being dragged around town by the Chaos Children.
Fuck's sake. Alright, let's go. Explain while we're on our way then.
We're going to the
Pronounce the
wormy
feral
coffer.
child. What is Tintlet?
Tintlet is Tintlet. Tintlet is Happy Jingle Baby.
Yeah.
And Morrin is Wednesday Adams.
Wednesday Adams seems too light for her. Morrin Hellraiser.
Damn.
Alright.
Alright.
Where are we going? Rhiannon was starting to explain something. What was that?
We were told something about the worm coffers on there to check things out and ask around.
Alright. Sure.
You head out of the tavern, passing the little shuffling gnome. He's heading down the hall towards the stairs on your way, very slowly. Winnie is manning the south bar. The door that she left through last night is like wide open. As you're heading
I
out,
thought
she
her
kind
name
of
was Minnie.
Minnie.
Yeah, me too.
There was going to be a Winnie and Minnie joke, but I decided to get rid of it. But I keep mixing up Winnie and Minnie still.
I don't know
like,
what that joke means.
Just the confusion over the names is what it was going to be, but I decided that since we're constantly going, what? It wouldn't be as fun as if in person. Minnie kind of waves, like, oh, good morning, as you're going by. The entire downstairs is full of the smell of eggs, toast, and bacon.
We paid for this. We better be coming back for later.
Wait, can we take it to go?
You can
No.
ask. Did Tyr say no?
Can we take it to go?
No, I didn't say no.
Oh.
How about we just have a quick breakfast and then we go?
Yeah, we aren't actually in a hurry.
Yeah. Yeah. Horse is still
I mean,
here.
the horse
She's
was still
in
there.
town.
So we
Just
should be
eat
fine.
fast and go.
Minnie serves you all a nice breakfast do you know the thing when you
Yes. That.
Sorry. You get a nice breakfast of eggs, toast, and your choice of bacon or sausage.
Both.
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 And as you're
I'll
eating,
forgo the toast.
as you're eating, Minnie walks by and sets out some coffee, and then giving everybody a nice warm smile. There's notes of chocolate in it. It tastes
Chocolate
good.
in her smile? Or
No,
what?
in the coffee.
Oh, we do have coffee. I was gonna ask.
I'm very confused.
If they have coffee, they must have sugar cubes.
Coffee.
Minnie, do you have sugar cubes?
Sugar cube. Yes, I'll be right back. She comes back. She has like a little bowl of sugar cubes. She's like, right here you go, and she leaves it. Like she was like a little for the table thing.
Pockets. The sugar cubes.
What are the sugar cubes for? I didn't realize you were into sweets.
I eat a sugar cube.
The Ferrari horse in the stable. That's what it's for.
Tintlet's ostentatiousness means she needs an ostentatious horse.
Okay.
Not that she doesn't love the horses we already have.
Have you named them?
No, but Tintlet would name them.
I expect
She's got a name
names.
on them.
There's 3 horses. I expect to hear names before the end of this session.
Oh yeah, you will.
Pip, Stepper, and Trollbait. I would say Ogre.
Shaggy. What color was the shaggy one?
There's a Shaggy Bay, which is like a dark brown with black on the like knees down, mane and tail, and the nose and ears. It's like a Siamese
Be
horse.
called Fox for sure.
Aww.
Mars Trunk and Fuckouts.
For the dark gray one.
Those are the Mastiffs.
I'm aware.
That's not
You're gonna name them after the Mastiffs?
that.
What did you say?
Peanuts.
Peanut?
Yeah.
That's not.
Army socks and peanut.
Aww.
What socks and peanut? I couldn't hear you.
Stormy.
Stormy.
Stormy socks and peanut.
But I've been trying to shove this in somewhere, Tintlet is actually grew up around camels, so the fact that horses come in a ton of colors is the coolest thing.
Aww.
She's used to just seeing your bog standard yellow camel.
I feel like if we're gonna name one Peanut and keep the theme going, it should be Peanut, Chestnut, and Acorn.
Acorn. It's cute.
Yeah, chestnut and
Cornet.
You guys figure out the names and tell me at the end. This will be
Up to you guys.
This will be the ongoing background joke.
For like the whole rest of the session, if you let us.
Yeah, I know. Just like this is going on in the background whenever you're walking. Tyr, you just hear Rhian and Tintlet trying to name the horses, like arguing about names. You have a nice breakfast. And
Backstraps, short ribs, and ham.
I'm proud.
What's the last one?
Ham.
You like ham. Peanut, ham, and eggs?
How about eggs, bacon?
Yeah, but
and
you can't make that up. You can only make out of peanut, ham, and eggs. You can only make ham out of a horse, though.
Ham isn't horse though.
Not traditionally, but the cut is still called a ham.
Ham hock.
I regret asking this question now.
You started this. You brought this upon yourself yet
I did.
again.
We will return to the horse names.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's perfect, honestly.
Love it.
For this party.
Okay, but which one is which?
I think the dark one should be dinner.
Yes, I agree. I was gonna say light to dark. Light
And
is
then-
breakfast.
Yeah, and then the bay one will be lunch. And then this one will be breakfast.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I love it.
That's what they would have been if we hadn't taken them.
Yeah.
That would have been. That's why we'll name them that.
A reminder of how lucky those horses are.
If we ever pick up a fourth, it'll be dessert. And any ponies we come across will be an afternoon snack.
Really just thinking, if I do manage to woo the warhorse, I would call it 11 Z's.
Yes! Perfect.
Oh, I'll wait till you find out its actual name. Okay.
Tea time.
Charles.
Brunch.
Twinings. Its name's Twinings. Or maybe it's Earl Grey.
Oh.
I'm done. Okay, let's go.
So we reached the worm's cupboard.
We lost
Oh no, she left out of existence.
Alright, you finish up at breakfast, and you head out of the tavern. You remember that they said it was going to be, on the ridge up here. You remember both the lodge and the worm's coffers are up here somewhere. I need a brighter color on my mouse thing, I swear to God. So you head up that road, and as you walk away from the inn, you notice there's a little structure right next to it, kind of connected. That's with this huge sign with like really nice and illuminated, hand painted, that says, hold on, I have to make sure I read this right the first time. Minis! Traveling supplies. It's like real big and elaborate, minis! And then traveling supplies and fall underneath.
Nice.
You head away from the oaken cask, and then up around the slope to the top of the ridge. It seems to be mostly homes up here, but there are a couple places, one of which is when you look at it, it's like, that's gotta be the lodge. It's this long building with this huge set of antlers just hanging off the front door. And,
Oh, we met that boy.
and carved into the door, like, as people come in and out, you can see, like, when the door shuts, carved into it, is this, is the arrow with the rays. And it is the sign on it. It's the, Heart and Hearth Lodge.
Heart and Hearth?
Heart and Hearth. Heart as in H-A-R-T.
I was about to ask.
Yes. And hearth as in a fireplace.
Heart.
The Heart and Hearth.
Hard and hard.
E.
Hearth.
It is the largest building, so it's the first one you notice as you come up. But as you move along the ridge, you see one kind of like hugged up against the side. There's a few, like, a large window is being opened as you're coming up, as the store is opened as well. And you see, like, some kind of interesting wares just dangling off of a long pole inside. And as you come up to it, you see another sign that says the Worm's Coffers, and worm is spelled W-Y-R-M.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
And Rhian, as you are approaching the Worm's Coffers, you see again the same symbol you saw on the, like, scrawled under the sign. You see the same symbol that you saw on the signpost coming into town, the keep your quarrels outside. But underneath it, kind of scrolled in a much messier, looks like slightly fresher. You see something you see something that says "No mutton shunters," and you know that to mean it's basically a fuck the pigs kind of thing to write. It means no cops or no guards. It doesn't actually, like, have a symbolic meaning. It's just a phrase that people say. So it's somebody. It's graffiti.
I too am a mutton shunter.
You actually wouldn't be. You might be a bit of a narc to them, but you're not. Like, that specifically refers to guards. That specifically refers to Tao's Guard or King's Guard.
What? No, I wasn't saying that I was the mutton. I'm saying I also shun the
She
mutton.
also, yeah.
Well, you should have changed the word, because a mutton shunter is the word that means a cop.
You said you said it was a phrase meaning no cops, though.
Yeah, the phrase is no mutton shunters.
You didn't say the no part.
Yes, I did! It says no mutton shunters. You hear it now. It's this, it's larger than the little trade post the little, shop that you saw that said Minis Traveling Supplies. It's, as you head in, because the door is propped open, it's like more of like a long building. There's shelves lined here and there. Some fairly decent weapons kind of lined up along one side. In the back, behind like a counter, you see some really nice fabrics and a little shelf, a locked glass shelf with some interesting and odd-looking items. Behind the counter, you see. In a minute. You see a young woman about her 30s. With shortly cut dark hair, a bit of a wave to it. Bright green eyes as she looks up at you guys. She's wearing these, this kind of like dark fabric tunic. As she stands up, it doesn't, even with the passive of 11, everybody sees it because how bright it is against her fabric. There is a red twisted symbol of a curl dragon on her front.
Does that mean anything? Or does it just mean this place is called the Worm's Cove?
No, Rhian, you immediately recognize it as the exact same symbol that was on Nick's armor.
Yeah, I thought so.
So you come in, she kind of stands up and goes like, Morrin?
Good morning.
And she's kind of like looking everybody like a once over, really kind of narrowed-eyed, sharp, expression. Can I help you with anything?
We're just looking for someone who might have come here. A girl that dark hair, fairly short, has been trading some stuff for armor and such in town recently. We heard that she visited here, so that wanted to know if you could answer any questions about where she might be right now.
I haven't seen any, girl. There's a lot of travelers through here. This is a trading post. I see a lot of strangers.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
$21.
She seems to genuinely not know who you're talking about. And she's also being a little, coy with the saying, you know, a lot of people come through here, right?
What'd you say?
I said she seems to genuinely not know who you're talking about, and she's being pretty coy with the, you know, a lot of people come through here, right?
Well, this person apparently started a fight here. I was wondering if that might ring any bells.
I don't know about here. I mean, someone started a fight with Fred at the forge the other day, but no, that was yesterday. Actually, sorry. People always start fights with Fred, but this one was loud. It was yesterday.
What kind of fight?
Usual. They probably arguing about her pricing.
Is it not good?
It's fair. Strangers don't like to pay what things are worth. But honestly,
Fair.
there's no telling. There's always a reason to fight with Fred.
That actually confuses me because out of the people I've seen in this town, Fred seems to be the last person I want to get in a fight with.
You know, you'd think so. This person you're looking for, though, like I said, a lot of people come through here. Do you have anything more specific than short and dark hair? And she kind of gestures to herself. About 5'5", dark hair.
Are you the one we're looking? No.
We were told she was trading leather armor for mail.
Well, I haven't had that here.
She rides a grey gelding.
Maybe seems a little bit haughty.
I remember there was some stir about someone with a fancy grey horse about a few weeks ago, but, like, people come and they stay for a while.
Right.
What business do you have with her?
We're just trying to find her for her parents. I thought she was kidnapped, but it's looking more like she just wanted to leave.
Well, I don't know about any short, dark-haired children, but hey! And as she's talking, this loud raucous just barking starts up in the back, and she kind of gets up and goes and like bangs on the door, like shut up in there, and comes back. She's like, sorry, there's a stray dog. What were we talking about? Huh?
What kind of dog?
What kind of dog?
I don't know
It's,
about the baby.
I don't know. It's just somebody's fucking dog. It found it sniffing around out. People let dogs loose in the woods. You're asking
And what are
about
you
a girl.
doing with it?
She was sniffing around my shit. I penned it up so I couldn't bust anything. It's a big fucking dog. Have you ever seen them chew through a wood paneling? What were you saying, Rhian?
Do that if you'll clean him up.
What were you saying, Rhian?
If you don't know about the girl, you don't know. What kind of stuff do you trade here?
What do you have?
I mean, like, what kind of transactions do you have? Like, are there goods here? Or do you trade for money, or what? Is it like a pawn shop deal?
If you have something worth buying, I could buy it off of you. If you see something you want to buy, I could give it to you. If you have something you want to give in exchange, then we can do that too. Again, what do you have, or what do you need?
I have a pretty good longsword here, and I take it out of my weapons stuff.
Your weapons stuff?
Yeah, words. It's a very well made longsword. Wondering if I could get something of equal value that's more of use to me. If not, that's okay.
And she kind of takes the sword, looks over it for a while, or for a minute. I have a few things. She kind of gestures to a wall of weapons along the side. Is there something specific you were looking for? Maybe just take this off the top.
Do you have any? Well, that one has very good craftsmanship. I was wondering if you have any lighter swords or maybe ranged weapons that are just as well made.
Lighter swords or ranged weapons that are just as well made. Whoa! My camera's fallen. Chai! She's sleeping on the wire! Chai, no!
Buddy!
I was like, why is my camera moving?
I thought Chai did it.
He did! He's behind the computer and like laid down on the wire and it was like slowly pulling the camera back.
Oh.
No.
Chai, no!
For what she's selling.
Well, if you're specifically looking for, something of equal craftsmanship, do you have a preference on the kind of weapon? Like, I have a bit of a collection.
I personally like rapiers. But if you got any type of bows or crossbows or other smaller swords like a rapier, that would do.
yourself a nice cutlass.
I think I think I could do you... something of this quality. I might have a couple of items. Just give me 1 moment. She kind of gets down from the counter, goes over to the walls, like looking over the swords, like, kind of glances over to you and back. And then you hear her mutter something, like as she kind of glances back, like just like this little furtive glance, and then she kind of says something. It sounds like just an odd, to Tyr and Tintlet, just like this little odd turn of phrase, but Rhian, you hear you recognize it immediately that she's speaking thieves' cant, and it's kind of like it's a test question. It's like, it sounds like a standard expression, but it's kind of like, it's just general thing that seems like she's throwing it out to see if you understand what she's saying. It's basically it's essentially an idea. It means, how well do you know what you're looking for, is the translation. But it's associated with just like a little test. It's like you ask a question in thieves' cant to see if somebody could answer back.
Yeah, I answer.
You answer how?
I don't know. The question was vague.
Do you know well enough what you're looking for?
I'm looking for a rapier, or a crossbow, or a bow.
So you're just doubling down on what you said. I know. I'm double checking how you are answering. So you see her go like, and nod.
But I do it in thieves' cant because, you know, and me personally, Fee does not know thieves' cant, but I do know that in the actual world thieves' cant, every weapon has a benign reference.
Yeah.
So I will be able to respond in thieves' cant.
Yeah. You see she kind of like raises an eyebrow and nods. And you see her reach up and take down a couple of things. She comes back over and she lays out a couple of rapiers and a couple of crossbows. They are all fairly equal enough quality, but the one rapier, it's got this like, the hand garda is like this twisted like leaf shape almost that wraps around your hand when you hold it, that kind of twines up into the steel before it comes out. It's in silver. The other is a little simpler, but when you're looking along the blade, you can see it's like a very strongly tempered blade. Like, this is going to last you a real while. And the crossbows, one is done in this nice, sleek, dark wood, with, like, some metal catchings here. Just really nice. The other one has some etching along the side and like a vine pattern on a lighter wood. Just like, take your pick.
Are these just standard rapiers and crossbows, or are they
They're
+1?
They're equivalent craftsmanship, so they'd each be a +1.
Alright. I'll take the fancy looking leafy rapier because I like leaves.
Okay.
I like leaves.
I like leaves.
I like leaves.
Alright. So is this a straight trade sword for sword, or would you like anything else?
Is that sword enough to cover this one, or is it too much or too little?
Well, this one's got like a nick on the hilt. Looks like someone banged it up a bit, so if you wanted to maybe throw one more thing in as like an extra purchase. I could polish that up, pretend I don't see it.
Do I need anything? I have a candle. No.
You have anything else that you wanted?
Yes.
If you're not sure of anything off the top of your head, you're welcome to look around.
Alright, what does she have here? I look around, what does she have here?
I am looking for you. I am finding.
Alright.
As you're looking around, you see a couple items, including what looks to be in the glass case behind her. There's a little wand, it looks like, with some little pieces of amber kind of sticking off the side. Couple of potion bottles back there. As well as you're looking around further, there's a few different sets of armor, really nice cloak, and a staff with like a flower head carved into it, leaning up against the wall.
What kind of cloaks?
As you examine the cloak, as you like touch the fabric, the back of it kind of like billows out and continues to do so, even though there's no air movement in the store.
Alright, I'm not a bard, so I don't see the purpose anymore. Although Tintlet could sew some bells on it and forever be jingled.
What is interested in this cloak?
You're interested in the cloak?
Yeah.
It's a nice, sleek, dark purple cloak that once something starts touching it, it starts to go like, and like it moves as if it's billowing in some kind of a breeze, and just keeps doing it.
All you had to say was dark purple. That's all she cares about. But the billowing is pretty neat too.
Does that mean she wants it?
And
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
there are things other than the... what about the sets of armor? What kind of armor does she have here?
You see
actually...
You see a breastplate that is very shiny. Some that looks like, just like some finer craftsmanship than the standard. And one that looks like a decent set of, half plate in mithril, it looks like.
Mithril's nice, but... Oh yeah, with Mithril it doesn't actually... I was about to say that Mithril's nice, but it doesn't allow for stealth, but then I realized, oh yeah, that's what the Mithril is for. But that's probably really expensive. Is there any studded leather, stuff like that? I have pretty good decks, so I can cover it with just a little bit better armor, because right now my AC is 15, but I only have leather armor.
Yeah, you find a fairly nicely crafted set of studded leather armor. It's in, this nice, sleekly done. Very Polished.
Alright.
Well
Is it
oiled.
my style?
What's your style? What's your style?
Oh, I can trade the armor I have now for this and maybe any whatever extra the price is I can cover with like copper or silver or whatever, or however much you need.
Alright, and she reaches over to examine what you have. You got the standard light leather, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take... What did this scuff here? And she reaches over and you can see like some... It looks like a... That's where the tree hit you.
I got punched by a tree monster.
Stands up to trauma, got it. I could take this, polish it a bit, and the sword, and this plus that studded get up you picked with the rapier. Let's say that's just another 35 gold on top of that.
35.
I'll take my original great axe and put it on the counter. Ask what that'll do.
That should actually wait.
It would only be 5 gold after that.
Alright, I can do the 5 gold.
What about my cloak?
Oh, the
Oh,
cloak.
Tintlet!
Oh, no, she's inquiring how much it costs.
Oh, the cloak? Let me see.
Yeah.
See, that right there is charmed. So, I would say that would be about... She kind of looks you up and down, Tintlet. That would be 2,000.
Copper, right? 2,000 copper.
Gold.
2,000 gold for a billowing cloak?
Its magic has been put upon it. Honestly, that's probably cheap for a magic item. I've seen some go as...
where you like kind of pat your pockets and pretending you have money, but you don't, and you're just like, you know what, I changed my mind, I don't actually want it. But not because I don't have money. She does that.
Roll
Here
for...
makes a very clearly disgusted face. And happy and pissy face.
Look, I'm sorry if you're displeased with my prices, but if I don't charge enough money for this shit, then I gotta answer to the king. So...
Alright, well, I pay the rest of the 5 gold that I owe, but I pay it with 2 gold and 8 electrum. Wait, is it? No, it's 1 gold and 8 electrum.
1 gold and 8 electrum. As you're handing out electrum, you see her go from satisfied with the transaction with you to... It's like a general look of distaste.
Yeah, that's why I'm spending it here, dog.
Alright.
It spends. It spends.
It spends, but I've gotta get it transferred before I can spend it. Doldurno doesn't trade in electrum.
It is anyone. That's why I need it out of my wallet.
That is fair.
Finally got that 8 electrum out of my currency that I had. Don't know where I got it. I think it was something that you gave by splitting up the amount of gold. Anyway.
You had electrum because of the fact you traveled. That's how I made some of the decisions with which money you guys had. Like, how much access to actual gold you would have had, or where you might have been that you would have come across the other currencies.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. She sweeps the coins into the register and just slides the stuff like, would you like it wrapped?
Yeah, I can take it, and I buckle the sword onto my hip, and wait, am I currently wearing the armor that I'm trading? No, I think I handed that over. So I'm gonna... Do you have a changing room? I like being prepared.
She looks at the door
I'll
where
go
you can hear the scratching on the door now. She's like, I used to. How good are you with
I'll go
dogs? What'd you say? What
That
did...
depends entirely on the D20 door. I'll go back to the inn and change.
Alright.
And I already handed over the leather armor. She had.
Alright, as you can... Blah, blah, blah. As you're handing things over, finalizing everything, the dog continues to scratch and whine as you're heading out. And she just kind of leans back where she was and waves. It whines in response. And you can hear her going, for God's sake! Shut up!
It's weird that anyone out here would bother bringing in a stray dog.
I make a U-turn to go. I want to see the puppy, so maybe I'll use your changing room.
Really? Alright.
Suit yourself.
Animal handling check.
Suit yourself. She...
Alright, so who was murdered in this room now?
She opens the door, like, she puts her hands on the door, she's like, the jingly one back there, do you mind shutting the front door for a second?
I oblige.
Once you shut the door, she opens the back, and out rushes this, absolutely... Rhian, in the moment it comes out of the door, you, have the distinct thought and memory that the Southern Kingdoms, in the last 300 years, have been very effectively hunting wolves out of the countryside. So it's completely understandable that someone would assume this small wolf is a dog, but this is definitely not a dog that comes out of the door. Into the middle of the room, shakes real hard, and then looks up at all three of you and just starts making this, like, bark noise at you just in the middle of the room, and the clerk just goes like, fucking, and go while she's distracted, I guess.
I pet her.
Try.
That's a 7. I have a +4 and I got a 7.
So
I have less hands.
So as you move forward and, like, typical, like, good dog thing, the wolf takes a step back and, like, and just kind of tilts his head, and if anything, it looks offended.
Understandable. We need to build respect for that. I'll go change.
It's not a stray dog, you know that, right?
It was coming right up to doors and people. It's... What, you've never seen a weird breed?
Sure, I mean, it's a canine, but it's not a dog.
The fuck are you talking about?
I'm in the middle of
A
change.
fucking wolf! That's what I'm talking about!
No wolf is that small! Right?
I don't know what... I know wolves, that's a wolf. But it's... weird wolf, yes, I'll give you that. Maybe it's domesticated.
It's like this dark brown color, mostly, with, like, black around where it's, like, brindled.
It's Tintlet's turn to try and pet the dog. The wolf.
The baby.
The baby.
Alright. Animal handling, let's see. Ooh.
I'm gonna be offended once I get out of changing room.
I try and offer it some sugar cubes.
Okay, so Tintlet, as you approach the wolf dog wolf, with a sugar cube, like, here, pupper. Again, it backs up and just looks at you, with this, like, if a dog could look disgusted, that's the look on its face. And then it looks over, as Tintlet tries to approach it looks over, Tyr at you, and approaches you, and just goes like,
Your camera's frozen for me, so I don't know what you're doing. I just hear you making sounds.
It barks at you and just looks at you.
Can I help you? Now, I'll crouch down in front of it and kind of hold a claw out.
It backs up when you hold the claw out, but when you
not to pet it, just like holding it there if it wants to smell.
It puts his ears back, and it's just like a little lip curl, like.
Mm-hmm. I'll look it directly in the eyes.
Roll a insight check.
It was the princess the entire time.
I know, that's... Damn it. My rolls tonight are shit. Fucking stupid.
You assume that it must not like the smell of Dragonborn. The clerk comes over to try and grab for it, and it, growls and darts around, behind you, Tyr. And just stands behind you, growling at her.
I don't think it really wants to go back in there.
Well, I don't think I really want it to be anywhere else, because it's just...
I'll take it, don't worry about it.
You're taking
Not a problem anymore.
So according to the player's handbook, it takes 1 minute to change, so I'm out again. It's like, don't worry, I know how to get it back in. And I push the door almost closed, but there's a crack. It can't resist.
That's true.
I want you to roll both animal handling and insight.
Okay. That's 23 for animal handling. Now, and insight is 16.
Well, when you try that trick, as far as, like just watching it, it just kind of looks at the door, and it looks at Rhian, and doesn't move. And Rhian, I am sending you your insight.
I give him the look back.
It kind of cocks his head and does like a... It sits.
Alright, little bitch, I think it's about time that me and you did it the old school way. See who bites harder.
You actually suggesting biting it? You're gonna bite that.
The clerk is like, oh, no. Your friend says he's taking it. It's your problem now. And she goes and shuts the door all the way and goes and sits back behind the thing, props her feet up, is like, I'm done.
Alright.
Well,
Come on, Pooch, let's go.
It follows Tyr out the door.
What?
You
Got
have
a 23 on animal.
You've acquired.
Oh, I get it.
You've acquired a small wolf.
You know what, you little fucker? Wait 3 levels of ranger. I'll be back. See what you want to do.
It's coming with you.
Yeah.
Tintlet is a respectful distance away, but she's making hard eyes at it.
Oh.
as you walk, every now and then looks back at you, Tintlet, and like tips his ears back, and if anything, looks flustered.
23 animal handling, and I get a "the fuck you think I am" face. Tyr does a 4 insight.
We're just mutually respecting each other as beasts, alright? We're just connecting on a primal level.
There's a reason for everything, you guys.
I am both more beast than you.
The DM works in mysterious ways.
The DM works in mysterious ways.
I am both more beast than you and a mammal.
Shut up! God gave me a wolf.
Is this an actual like character conversation?
I don't know.
I think it should be.
It could be. Alright, so what now then? Because we really didn't do any actual looking for the princess there. We just did a shopping spree.
We got a wolf.
Sure, yeah.
I guess now we can go interrogate, ask Fred some questions.
Sure. You up for tagging along with us, Poochie? I look back to the wolf.
It huffs. It goes like...
Alright, so we're heading to...
the smith?
Was that the blacksmith? Who would... What does Fred do?
Trying to remember.
Based on the guns, I assume. Also, she said that.
I thought I heard something about
Fred, the girl had an argument with Fred at the blacksmith's place. That's what the woman in there said.
Alright, so head that way.
Going to the blacksmith?
Yes, so.
Alright. You head back down around the ridge, following the sound of hammering until you find the standalone building, kind of in the in-between. Nice and out of the way, but also everyone can get to it. As you approach, you see the open forge side and the small connected abode. Little shop front sticking out towards the valley side of town. As you come around in view of the open forge side, you can see a very tall, quite muscular person in there, kind of hammering away at something, wearing something over their face, so they don't get anything in their eyes.
Like a welder's mask?
It's more like a leather contraction, like a visor, that's just keeping it from being able to hit their eyes.
Oh, okay.
And protecting their face from the heat. And you can see, like, over the top of the main area of the forge, you can see kind of cut into the stone there is a hammer with the pattern of, like, flames around the top of it, which is a symbol of... where's my list of gods?
Cool.
Rhiannon, the goddess of the forge. Yes, the symbol of Rhiannon, she's the blacksmith of the Prime Nine, goddess of creation and fire. She's associated with the forge.
Okay.
As you approach, the person hammering kind of like stops after a second, kind of looks over, puts their stuff down, dusts their stuff off, takes off these heavy-ass gloves, and lifts up the visor, and you recognize Fred from the night before. Very sweaty. Sleeves rolled up. She's drunk.
Oh. So we're looking for someone. We heard. We're looking for someone, and we heard that you may have gotten in an argument with this person recently. She's a young woman, dark hair, fairly short, stranger around here.
As you're describing, you see her just kind of... She goes from like a blank stoic face to very clear rolling her eyes, exasperated look like, are you friends with that, are you friends with her?
Not necessarily friends, but we are looking for her.
Right, well, yes, I got into an argument. Why?
I just wanted to... I heard that it was yesterday. Is that true? I'm just trying to get a timeline of where the hell she is, because her horse is still here, but I haven't been able to see her.
Oh, she's been in and out of town for a few weeks. Yes, it was yesterday. Before she head out into the it was yesterday before she went out into the woods again. She thought that I should take less time than a week to fix her mail.
Less time than a week to fix her mail?
Her change.
What's wrong with the mail?
There was a giant hole in it. It takes me time to get all the links together.
Didn't she just get that stuff?
I don't know when she got it. I just know she wanted me to fix it.
Fuck.
Surely she wouldn't trade for busted mail.
Guess that means that we better go and try and find her out in the woods, because if she's coming back with holes in her hide, then that won't be good.
I don't know what did. I didn't care. She didn't tell me. She said fix it. I said it would take me a week. She decided to get snippy. Fucking.
You still have the mail here?
Yes, I still have it. So I'm not going to throw out a good paying job because I'm working for a bitch. And she kind of goes in, and Rhian, as she turns away, you hear the wolf growling.
My theory is gaining evidence.
Yep.
Hey, Mrs. Wolf, who do you think is the bitch in the situation? It sounds like the younger of the women is a real asshole.
Fred returns in a moment and lays out this very finely put together chain mail and kind of like smooths it out and it's like in gestures to half mended but still fairly sizable gash down the front. Just look, sis, it looks like someone took a fucking, I don't even know what that is. It's like either someone with some pretty heavy duty tusks or gnarly sword, or maybe she just went and twisted it. I don't know.
Want to take a closer look at it?
As you look over, it looks like Fred's kind of polished it a bit as she worked. It seems very like tidy and clean. There's areas where it's clipped together. These areas that she hasn't yet gotten to, you can see the pieces of the mail where it's torn apart are bent out of shape, like it was rent.
Something really did a number on that.
Wouldn't be hard to see. Yeah, it's what I'm saying is it's gonna be a week's work. And,
it's gonna take some time.
yeah, Tyr, as you're looking at it, you'd probably say 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's a good chunk of work there, I'd say.
I don't have such tiny little links. I gotta make some of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to have somebody understands what goes into this work.
I know it's a lot of detailed work.
Hey, Tintlet, you have the mint.
What?
Do you have the mint cantrip?
Oh, hang on. I don't think so, but let me check.
Damn it.
I know, I love it.
Chaos
No,
children.
I don't. I only have Adapting Lights and Mage Hand.
Damn it. I don't have it either. I don't do much.
Really?
gonna have a serious conversation with this wolf at some point. My suspicions are growing.
Fred folds up the mail very particularly, and kind of sets it aside. He's like, yeah, so, I don't know. I saw her and she went out with her pack into the woods. She goes in and out. That's what she does here.
What was the last part you cut out?
She said, we argued, and then she took her stuff and went out into the woods. She goes in and out. That's what she does here.
That's what she does. Alright. What part of the woods does she go to typically? Do you happen to know that?
She follows the road, and she points, she just points the general direction out, this way.
Okay.
You see there's a large road that kind of
Just
goes
take the road
out, straight back. You remember as you were coming into town, the road would continued out, but seemed to, like, stop at, like, this pond. That's off map. Follow the shape, the arrow that I'm pointing. It's this way.
Gotcha.
Alright.
This way.
She follows the road that, it's off map, but there's this large pond where the road just kind of stops. And, like, some area around it where you guess somebody could walk.
Alright, thank you for your time. Sorry about the look at the wolf. Sorry about the bitch of a customer.
It's fine,
Does
It
the wolf
happens.
respond?
Roll insight.
Until we find the princess, this wolf is pretty much the princess in my mind.
Yeah.
That's a 17.
The wolf's ears pin back and she curls a lip at you.
75% sure.
I'm like 85%.
Maybe
75 is still way higher.
maybe that's why we kept failing with animal handling. We should have been rolling persuasion instead.
Yeah. This is a person.
Once we get out of the forger. Hold on, guys. I need to make an entry real quick. I take out a piece of paper and like a writing utensil, and make sure that I angle it so that the wolf can see it. And I write, "Dear diary, today I met a real cunt of a wolf.
You're
I'm
really
pretty
taking
sure
this
she's
personal.
I'm pretty sure that she's a human in disguise, or with a curse on her.
Realize you're a diary keeper again.
But I bet she's illiterate anyway."
Roll performance.
I'm trying to look at the wolf.
Roll performance. You're looking at the wolf while you write.
Yes, I'm not saying this out loud. This is what I'm reading.
Alright, roll performance.
That's a 6. I'm still writing what I'm writing. It should be offensive whether or not I perform correct.
Yes, but since you're looking at her while you're writing, the wolf is just looking back at you like,
I've got to refresh
I'm
my
giving
page
her
so I actually see
I'm
you.
giving her a side eye, not. It's out of the corner of my eye, not looking into her.
she's just kind of looking at you while you're looking at her. And just like tilting her head one way, and then tilting it the other. And then growling a little bit, like, what?
Well, I guess this isn't going to be offending her. So I mark through it, and then I just write on the paper. The smarter thing to do is, "Can you read?" and show it to the wolf. Nod yes.
How
Big
thoroughly did you mark out the stuff that you wrote before?
As thoroughly as possible. I don't like getting bit by wolves. I know what it feels like. It's like you know how when you're like taking a test, the teacher will tell you to just put one line through it. Well, what I do is I put 5 lines. Then I do the squiggly thing to mess up the writing, and then I put an X across.
Here, let me
That's what I do
fix
in real life too. I'm obsessive.
All right, Rhian, as you hold up the paper, the wolf looks at it, leaves her head, looks at it, and tilts her head, and her ears flick forward, and then she. And I'm saying she because by now, walking with this dog, you can tell whether or not a dog is a boy or a girl. She lunges and snatches the paper from your hand, and then turns and runs off down the road.
Crap, that
Alright.
puppy.
Guess
I
we're
ran
following
after.
her. We go after her.
You go after?
Yep.
Yes.
So, the wolf carrying the paper darts off down the road around the outskirts of the pond and then into the trees. Right before she slips in the trees, she stops and she looks to wait, as if waiting for you. Once you're halfway around the pond, she starts off again. And it is 10:15, that's where we're ending it tonight.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I guess it is late.
That's
We
good. I
didn't
have
even
work.
take a break!
I don't even have work tomorrow. I have to go in a studio and then go to work tomorrow. I'm not even gonna rent it. I don't know why I'm looking.
But yeah, we didn't even take a break. We 3.5 hours, no break.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Meow, guys.
If you consider naming the horses a break.
Yeah, that'd take a chunk of time.
Perhaps. Alright, that was breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Those are the horses' names.
I love it.
You named the horses, you acquired a wolf, and Rhian somehow rolled so well, but badly enough, that my mystery imploded.
Love it.
We
Alright.
have to name the wolf, you guys.
Yeah, you have to name the wolf! Name the wolf!
She might get sassy if we try that.
That's all the more reason.
I think the current name is that bitch.
That
doesn't
bitch.
really work.
I mean, it's accurate, and I'm not just saying that because she's a bitch. I'm saying she's a wolf. She's a female wolf.
Alright, technicalities.
We can call her a whelp if we want to be more polite about it.
What's the
That's still
princess's name?
Princess Mira.
Mira with an M.
M-I-R-A.
Ian.
Emma, like Mary.
That's what I said.
Okay, just making sure.
I guess we could just call her princess for now.
Like in the 10th Kingdom, he's Prince. A little golden retriever.